My name is Lee McLeod, and I work for the Oregon Ministry Network, which is a network of nearly 200 churches and ministry in the state of Oregon. My specific title is Lead Pastor of Church Development, which means that I oversee church planting and I also oversee revitalization of churches, which we call Reset. So I came in this past year as part of the service, and the culture that I saw here right away really impressed me because it seemed to be inclusive. In other words, it didn't matter where I came from, I felt like I could find a place here. The other thing that was obvious to me, not only in your publications and your announcements, but in the attitudes and the heart of the leadership, was they were outreach focused. And outreach focus is important because a lot of churches turn inward in their focus. I also saw the limitations because I came in and preached for 3 services and realized you don't have any more walls to knock out. It's going to be difficult to build more facility to continue to reach the area. And so then we heard about the church in Carlton. And Carlton as a community is, as those of you at Newburgh know, is fairly close to here, about a 20-minute drive away. And the opportunity is we have a church that has been there for many years. In fact, more than a half a century it's been there. Great, faithful people have worked in that community. But over the years, the church has kind of reached the end of its life cycle, and they need some help. And this isn't unusual. We are finding a lot of our churches, this is happening for a variety of reasons. The communities change, people move out, maybe perhaps a mill closes down, something takes place, and the community is no longer the same as it was when the church was planted, and that's the case in Carlton. And so the opportunity we see for Family Life Church is to extend itself beyond the walls of this congregation, beyond the walls of the campus in Newburgh.
When the opportunity for Carlton was presented to us, it felt in my spirit like this is the next step for us. There was something about it, thought that's something that we need to be a part of. So here's an opportunity to take the DNA, take the thing that makes FLC special and see it go someplace else, to minister to another community that is hurting right now. They have a smaller facility, the numbers have dwindled, they don't have a pastor. How can we take what we've got in our strength and make an impact there with that? And I think what we bring to the table is really going to answer what they've been praying for years and years. God, do something special in our community. When this opportunity came to the board, we looked at each other and went, this scares us. When you step out in faith, sometimes it is scary. But at the same time, we took time to pray, and every person came back to the table and said, not only are we a little bit scared about this, but we feel God is in this. And so I think that's going to be the same process for our whole congregation, is that we've been a generous church, but this is another step where we become a sacrificial church. And I know every time when I give sacrificially, God just makes more of it. So whatever we invest in Carlton, I know that God is going to take and use and make even greater. I talked to the leadership team and the board, and I put it on the table and said, dream with me for a minute, and just laid it out. I remember going to the whiteboard and writing down Carlton and a few things and just let it settle. There was literally an electricity that went around the room. People leaned in.
I guess inside I just felt this jump of excitement, something unknown, but also excitement of something new and feeling that God was in it. It was a little quiet in the room and we were all kind of like, what's everyone thinking? But as soon as we all started talking, we realized, okay, we're all interested, we're all curious, we're all deciding to step out on faith on this. We're all deciding to trust in what God is asking us to do.
One of the things that I like about this church here is that this church has always been focused on other people. I love Pastor Dave always says that the biggest gifts or the biggest offerings we pick up here at FLC is always for somebody else. It's going to be a fun ride. It's going to be a new opportunity, new things, and God's doing a new work, a new season. I love how Pastor Dave also says too, and the mission here at FLC is to create a safe, authentic environment where we can connect with Jesus. And I think that's what we want to share, and the opportunity that I can share with Carlton.
When someone hears church plant, a lot of times the things that come to mind is a pioneer that goes out, starts something with nothing and builds something up. And you know, for years and years, God used that model. What I love about the network's help with us and partnership is that they're not just saying, hey, go knock yourself out in Carlton. They're giving us resources. We're going to take a team and go to a launch training where we're going to learn key principles. Some of the finest leaders in the nation will be there training us in exactly how to do this. Then we'll come back and build a larger team within FLC that will be our launch team for Carlton.
Some of you might be asking, why now? Why us? But I would say, why not us? Our story has always been one of grace, of acceptance, moving forward, and we are a culture of family. And that is what Carlton is needing right now.
So here's our opportunity to leverage what we've got to bless, in this case, Carlton. What I'm asking you to do is to prayerfully consider. That's what we do whenever we do a big give or anything. We say prayerfully consider. Everything's based on prayer. See how God's going to use you. Some of you are going to give sacrificially in a substantial way to see this happen. Any amount that God lays on your heart to give is going to help. We're also going to ask for a team to be developed out of Family Life Church to go and be at Carlton in that physical location. We're asking for a 1-year commitment that we're going to start with a critical mass there of people, greeters, kids workers, worship team members. Everything that makes Family Life Church special, we're going to take that and try to transplant there. And then continued prayer that God would do a great thing there. As we include the people that are left in Carlton and reach new people in Carlton, I think we're going to see God bless this in incredible ways. It's scary, but it sounds like something Jesus would do.